Hey guys, this is Torna and welcome to my first Magic the Gathering video on my new channel. If you are new here, make sure you do subscribe. We're going to be covering mostly Commander, but honestly, we're going to be covering most of the stuff to do with Magic the Gathering. So today we're going to be talking about the Mobile Throne. This is a 4-cost with 4/4 artifact creature golem. It is looking bonkers. This is potentially going to be a new EDH Commander staple. So the reason this is crazy is because of its ability here. It's got Ward 2, so it's going to be harder for people to be able to get rid of. As it enters the battlefield, you're going to be choosing a creature type, and it's going to be that creature type in addition to continuing to be a artifact creature golem. So its ability here, where it's if a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. This is going to be bonkers because it means that nearly every deck that is revolving around some kind of tribal, whether it's going to be your dragons, your elves, whether it's going to be your dinosaurs, you're going to be able to trigger them an additional time. So having a look at the existing kind of commanders here, for a start, we've got some of the big ones here. So for example, Dragon. Whenever one or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, and then you can put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. You're going to be able to do that 2 times. So you're going to be able to draw additional cards after you do your first lot of drawing cards and putting a card out there. You're going to be able to draw additional cards and then put another one out there. So each time Dragon or one of your other dragons attacks, you're going to be able to put 2 cards out each time. It's bonkers. Or for example, Lathril. Each time you attack, you're going to be able to put additional green elves out each time because she's going to deal that combat damage. Then it's going to trigger once, and then because of the Mobile Throne, you're going to trigger at an additional time, which means you're going to potentially put out a whole bunch of elves to be able to activate that tapped ability of her to make your enemy lose life. You've got Miriam, which is the one that I am most excited for. Each time you put out a non-token dragon, you're going to then be able to create 2 tokens of it that aren't legendaries. So you put Miriam out, and then all of a sudden you're putting out like Terror of the Peaks. You've got 3 Terror of the Peaks out now. That is bonkers crazy. I am so excited for that. You've got Edgar. Every time you cast another vampire spell, if he's in the command zone or on the battlefield, create a 1/1. So even if he's in the command zone, you're going to be able to create 2 of those black vampire tokens. And then each time he attacks, you're then going to be able to put 2 +1/+1 counters onto each vampire you control. It is crazy. Each of these triggered effects going at an additional time is going to be bonkers. We've also got a lot of the precons. Now, a lot of the precons kind of revolve around some kind of tribal, and now the Lost Caverns of Ixalan ones are no exception. So, for example, you've got Admiral Brass Unsinkable. She is going to be able to mill 8 cards when you enter the battlefield, which, you know, isn't great. However, you're able to bring back those pirates from when they are at the start of combat. And when those pirates enter, when it has a trigger, for example, you know, when they enter the battlefield, you're going to be able to trigger that twice. You've got your vampire cleric here, Clavernolo. I cannot pronounce this. First of the blessed. Each time you attack, the target attacking vampire that isn't a demon becomes a demon in addition to its other types. So you're going to be able to create 2 of these demon vampires then, and then they're going to become when this creature dies, so that's another triggered effect, you're going to be able to draw then 2 cards and create 2 4/3 white black vampire demons. Again, that is crazy. You've got Hakbal the Surging Soul, the merfolk scout here. At the beginning of combat, each turn, each merfolk creature you control explores, so that's not going to be helpful. But the next part, when Hakbal attacks, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. So each time you attack, you're able to put up to 2 lands onto the battlefield, or worst case scenario, draw 2 cards. Just ramp up insanely fast here. And then finally, you got Pansalala. Laza, sun favored here. So whenever he or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that cover creature's toughness. So you can just keep discovering. You're going to be able to discover twice for each dinosaur that is coming out. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here is that with the mobile throne, when it enters, it then chooses its creature type. So you can thus proc stuff like, Pandalaza, where it is on a dinosaur entering, because you can choose him to become a dinosaur, and then when he enters, he's then going to be able to proc Pandalaza's ability. So this is great. I am very excited to pick up this character, the mobile throne, and be able to chuck it into my deck here. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Have a great day and goodbye.